We have been together, it will be 6 years, just a couple of days before we actually get married.
Which really has just flown by. It's been kind of wild because it feels like just yesterday that we met.
We met on Tinder. I swiped on him first on September 28th, and then I woke up to our match in the morning.
I actually drove down to meet her in Norman at her house at the time when we were finishing our last year of college. The story is I showed up wearing some joggers that literally were the coolest joggers that you could buy at Pacific Sunwear at the time.
They were the weirdest pants I'd ever seen.
But fate was in my favor, and Alex and I ended up hanging out again for the second time, and now we're getting married. And it's all thanks to the parachute pants. The first thing I noticed about Alex, aside from the fact that she was very beautiful, was that she took a genuine interest in me and what it was that I was doing. So for me, that was kind of a big deal. I know that doesn't seem like much, but I could tell that Alex's was very, very genuine, and it made kind of all the difference in my first perception of her.
The morning that he proposed to me, we had to hike, not just up the mountain, but we had to hike to the mountain. So by the time we were done, just getting there, it was maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, and we've been going for like an hour and a half. And there's like no one in sight except this poor little old Japanese woman. He ran over to her, gave her his phone, and just kept saying like, oh, just hit this button, and like pointing at his phone, and I was like, oh no. And he comes running back up and immediately drops down on one knee. So I immediately started sobbing. I really am not entirely sure even what he said. I don't even know if I said yes. I think I did later for sure, but I don't know in the moment because I was freaking out. After he proposed, I'm still sobbing, and all of a sudden we see a couple from America that were like just behind her, and thank God they had their phones out, and they had taken a couple of pictures, and they like made sure that we had each other's phone numbers and everything so that we could get that one single picture that is literally the only picture that we have of that moment.
Silent prayers, open
always seems to be a step in the next chapter of our lives. Aside from like the big commitment that comes with marriage, I feel like I've always been, and so has she, that level of committed to each other. So what I see marriage as is sort of like a doorway into our next chapter of starting a family and helping each other through our careers and just flat growing old together.
When we first matched, I had this heart-to-heart with myself. If I go through with this and I message this person back, this is either going to be a really terrible breakup I'm going to go through, or I'm going to marry this person. And I was pretty sure that if I didn't take the chance, I was going to regret it either way. It's just going to be awesome to look back and be like, I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad that I made that choice. I started talking to this strange boy off the internet.